Okay, kiddos, here is a video lesson explaining the solutions to our practice quiz part 1 for chapter 4. We're talking about lines and points and graphs and that kinds of thing. So, it goes like this. We are asked to plot the point on a coordinate plane, describe the location of the point. Coordinate plane, XY coordinates, so let's zoom in a little bit. This is always the x, this is always the y, and this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So we plot this point 1, -4. We excuse me, from the origin we go over 1, down 4. There's our point. Now the location, that means what quadrant is it in. So the quadrants are like this. This is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Those are Roman numerals. So remember like that. Oh yeah, remember the C. Okay, so those are the quadrants, and that's how we describe the location. So our answer is we plot the point, and then we say, well, that was in quadrant 4. Okay. Number 2, -3, -2 is like that, and this is in quadrant 3. So quadrant 3. Okay. Next up, graph the equation. So x equals 3. The horizontal and vertical lines are actually the easiest, but they're the most they're the ones that the students tend to forget or whatever. So this is not just a point. This is a line. If it's x equals a number, it is always vertical. Okay. If it's y equals a number, it is always horizontal. So you can remember that because it is opposite the axes. Like the y-axis is this, yet y equals a number is going to be horizontal, okay, instead of up and down. So instead of like this, it'll be like this. Let me just fill in the axes here. Okay, so our line is actually right here at, or passing through, 3 on the x-axis. Notice how every point on that line, if I had drawn it well, has an x-coordinate of 3. Okay, so you can basically plot a bunch of points that have an x-coordinate of 3, and there you go, it's a vertical line. Okay. Question 4, y equals -3, so this is going to be a horizontal line, passes through y equals -3, like so. For 5, this is almost in slope-intercept form, but you have to add 3x to both sides to get it like this. This is now slope-intercept form. So we started at the y-intercept of 1, and we're using the slope of 3. Again, 3, rise 3, run 1. So we went 1, 2, 3, and then over 1 to get another point. Continued that pattern backwards, connected them, voila. Nice straight line. Okay. Number 6. Where are we? Okay. So find the x-intercept and y-intercept of the equation. Alright, and we have this. This is slope-intercept form, so we know the y-intercept is -3. But I think what I did is I showed solving it where we put in 0 for y and solve for x. And we put in 0 for x and solve for y. This would be our x-intercept, this would be our y-intercept. A lot of students were getting confused when there's 0 on the left-hand side. They're like, what do I do? They didn't have a 0 here, and so it was just empty. We add 3 to both sides, that's why this ends up over here, and then divide by 7 as the last step. You could also write your answer like, for x-coordinate, you could write, for the x-intercept, you could write x-coordinate, y-coordinate. Okay, so you could write your x-intercept like this or like this. And for the y-intercept, -3, you could also write the xy coordinates. So it would be 0, -3, like that. Righto. Number 7, -4y plus x equals 8. So again, we're going to substitute in 0, solve for x. Substitute in 0, solve for y. Where are we with this? Number 7. Okay. So, substituting in 0, and we get x equals 8. Substituting in 0 for x, we get y equals negative 2. So, x-intercept, y-intercept. Number 8, 2x minus 5y equals 20. And looks like we're right over here. So, substitute in a 0, and we end up with y equals negative 4. Substitute in 0 for y, and we end up with x equals 10. So x-intercept is 10, y-intercept is negative 4. Number 9, word problem, our favorite. Your school is selling tickets for a student concert. Total ticket sales can be modeled or explained by the equation 90 equals 6a plus 3s, where a is the number of adult tickets and s is the number of student tickets. Okay, so looks like the cost of the adult tickets is $6 per person, and the cost of student tickets is $3. And I don't know, they expect to earn $90. Find the intercepts of the graph of the equation. So you don't even actually have to interpret this. You just do as we've been doing and find the intercepts. So up here, I have solved, plugging in a 0 for a to get s equals 30, and plugging in a 0 for s to get a equals 15. So what this means in terms of the question is, if no adults went, 30 students would go for a total of $90, and if no students went, 15 adults would go for a total of $90. So those are our intercepts. And I think we're done. Here's an overview of our practice quiz. Okay, so what did we do? We plotted points, we named quadrants, we graphed horizontal and vertical lines, we changed an equation into slope-intercept form and then graphed it. We found the intercepts by plugging in or substituting 0, and we did the same thing for a word problem instead of just an equation. Thanks for listening. Let's take a look at part 2.